Well, welcome along to YANMAR Stadium Nagai as the MEIJI Yasuda J1 100-year Vision League gets underway in the most spectacular fashion. A special game to start the 2026 special season. An Osaka derby, no less, as Cerezo hosts Gamba. Battle lines drawn between city rivals from the get-go. 2026 marks the biggest shift in the J-League's history since its inception in 1993 to align with the Champions League and the European top flights. The J-League is moving to an autumn-spring calendar. This means the J1 League will no longer run from February to December. Instead, the first full new format season will kick off in August of this year and run through until May of 2027. The 2026 special season divides the league into two regions, East and West, 10 teams each, a double round-robin fixture. This will see a total of 18 matches, and if a match is tied after 90 minutes, it goes straight to penalties. Winner of the shootout gets an extra point, so 3 for a win, 2 for a shootout success, and 1 for a penalties loss. After the regional rounds, there will be playoffs. The top team from each region will play a two-legged tie to determine the winner of the tournament. Well, 12 months ago, the Osaka derby kicked off the 2025 J1 League season, with Cerezo defeating Gamba 5-2 away from home. A sensational start to the year from Sakura. Alas for their supporters, it was a campaign that unfortunately ended with a whimper rather than a bang. Finished 9th in the end, 1 place behind their city rivals Gamba, 24 points off top spot. They lost 5 of their last 8 league fixtures to slip down the standings. Out in the cup competitions as well, in the 4th round of both the Emperor's Cup and indeed the League Cup. Let's check out the teams for you. Kim Jin-hyun starts in goal for the host, a 537th league appearance for Cerezo for the Korean. Solomon Sakuragawa, signed from Yokohama FC, starts up front. The 24-year-old netted 4 times last term in the top tier, with 2025 top goal scorer Rafael Ratao back in Brazil. Sakura will hope that Thiago can step up to the plate. The former New York City FC striker scored 4 goals last campaign. 4-2-3-1 for Cerezo, with Jion Homa starting on the right-hand side. Motohiko Nakajima as the number 10. He will be the creator-in-chief. Of course, Lucas Fernandez out long-term with a cruciate problem. We hope to see him at some stage in the spring, but it's not a foregone conclusion. Our referee is Koikoya. 44-year-old official makes his J-League debut today. And of course, we've got the boys in the booth as well. On VAR assignment for us is Koki Nagamine. Well, Gamba also start with a veteran keeper between the sticks. Masaki Higashiguchi, now 39, gets the nod. The Cerezo midfielder of once, Tokuma Suzuki, plays against his former club. Last term's top scorer Takeshi Usama plays as the number 10, while 21-year-old striker Harumi Minamino will lead the line. He's got 17 goals on loan for lower league clubs over the course of the last 2 years, but only 1 top-flight goal on his CV. Can the young centre-forward make his mark in the derby today? 4-2-3-1 as well for Gamba Osaka today. Gamba finished just 1 place above Cerezo, but 5 points. And they've got a new man in charge, Jens Vissing, in the dugout, taking over from Dani Piatos. The German coach has experience in Europe as an assistant, but this is his first time as the main man. The Papas was under a little bit of pressure last season. He suggested, though, that although pre-season has been intense and he's been integrating new players, looking for more consistency, but he reckons his team at their best are as good as anyone in the league. Well, this is a real test to kick off the campaign. So here we go, the YANMAR Stadium Nagai, as the MEIJI Yasuda J1 100-year Vision League gets underway, and a special derby fixture to kick us off here as Cerezo host Gamba. 7 goals scored when these two sides met across town on match day 1 of last season. From a neutral standpoint, we will take that again. I'm sure, though, this might be a much tighter affair. Gamba did win the last meeting between the two by 1-0. It hasn't been a draw between the two sides in the last 7 meetings in all competitions. It is all or nothing usually between Cerezo and Gamba. Sakura to get us underway. Can they make their mark as they did in the derby on match day 1 12 months ago? This is the 2026 special season, East and Western region divisions. This is a match day 1 West encounter, and straight away there's an issue here in the opening 15 seconds. Now then, Thiago just seemed to lash out, and the referee here, Koikoya, has got some sorting out to do. You can see that Solomon Sakuragawa has tried to move the Brazilian away. Yellow card. Well, it could have been worse, and of course it will be checked by VAR. Let's take another look at this. There's the initial challenge from Thiago. Robust, yes. But then the flailing arms and the shove away, well, it wasn't anything to a face, so I guess it's the right call by the rules of the game. But a feisty start to this derby encounter as Thiago is cautioned. He's a good footballer, powerful player, 4 goals last season. Signed from Toronto after previously being with New York City FC. Also played in China. He was part of New York City FC's MLS Cup winning squad back in 2021. Didn't play in the final at the Portland Timbers, but has made his mark in the J-League over the course of the last 12 months. Calm heads required in such a atmosphere. Atsusa will take the throwing for Gamba. Oh, and again, it looked to be fairly late, and the card might come out once more here. It's another yellow. Nakajima was caught. Challenge was just too late. And I don't really think that there can be any complaints here. Takuma Suzuki, oh, well, when we see it again, that angle might give a different story. Who'd be a referee? Suzuki goes into the book anyway. Former Cerezo player, of course, 44 appearances in the J1 League for the club that he's taking on today. Started at Tokushima Vortis. Suzuki cautioned early. 2 yellow cards, 1 apiece. Well, it is a derby after all. High line, to say the least. In comes the delivery. Good bouncing ball. Just about dealt with here by Nakajima. Forward by Thiago. Intercepted as Tanaka moves through the gears. It's towards Thiago once again. This is Sakuragawa. Neat turn from Nakajima. Sakuragawa again. Thiago inside the box, just unable to get a touch on that. Cleared long for Minamino to chase. Atanaka. Thumped forward by Nobarazato, now free from injury that kept him out of the last few months of last season. Higashiguchi. Fukuoka. Hatsusa. Good press from Cerezo. Sakuragawa is an imposing figure through the centre. Different type of striker than Rafael Ratao, who went back to Brazil with Bahia. Vitor Bueno went to Remo, incidentally, who are back in the Brazilian top flight for the first time in over 30 years. Brazilian league getting underway just a couple of midweeks ago. They're not going to change their schedule as Japan have, although you never know, there will be a break for the World Cup finals for the major leagues, of course, across the globe. Kishimoto. Nakatani. That's a heavy touch. Nakajima gives the ball away. Machino to battle. Cools. He gives it away. Suzuki. Space on this near side. Minamino with a good run. No one inside the penalty area, though. Minamino needs a bit of support. Minamino making his way back inside the penalty area. This is Hatsusa, who's willing to get to the byline. Does whip the cross in. It's not the worst as well. Sakuragawa will take a touch. He loses out. Osami. Osami got 8 goals last season. Third spell now with Gamba Osaka. 108 goals in 320 appearances all told. Much travelled player who has had spells in European football with Bayern and Augsburg and Hoffenheim, also Dusseldorf. Played at the World Cup back in 2018. Jens Vissing, what can we expect from the former Preußen Munster player? Was also on the books of Borussia Mönchengladbach and Paderborn and Duisburg, but he retired in his mid-20s because of injury. Was assistant at Borussia Mönchengladbach, PSV, Benfica, Salzburg as well. Arthur Papas has got a bit more experience than his opposite in the dugout. Turns 46 next week, incidentally. Papas took over back end of 2024 for the 2025 season. Hatsusa with a throw towards Osami. It looked a little late from Nakajima. Well, it's feisty, a yellow card apiece. No real clear-cut opportunities just yet in the Osaka derby. Neat turn from Machino, looking for Minamino. Can he get in here? Oh, he's in the post. How unlucky! Really good run, and then a wild challenge at the end of this, and another yellow card that's come out. Thiago's gone down. Kishimoto, the latest to be cautioned. Well, we're going to see the challenge first and foremost. That was poor, wasn't it? Certainly caught the Brazilian. But this is the movement. Minamino with a wonderful run. Spinning towards goal, but kissing the post and ricocheting off the frame of the goal. How unlucky. He knows he's got a really good opportunity here. Issam Jabali only on the bench for this game. Welton Felipe not in the squad for this game. There's confirmation of Kishimoto's caution. Dennis Humet, the former Turkish under-21 international, also on the bench. Minamino given the opportunity, young striker, Jens Vissing has obviously seen something in him during training to promote him to the starting lineup in such a key game, match day one. It's a derby as well. But that would have been a dream start for him, and his movement looks good already, doesn't it? Minamino goes down. Atsusa. Fukuoka for Nakatani. Kishimoto. Cerezo lost their last game last season against Yokohama FC, a 3-1 home defeat. They lost their game prior to that to Yokohama F. Marinos. Back-to-back defeats to round out the campaign. This is Nakajima trying to get forwards here. It's a free kick. Did win 3 on the spin prior to that. Their last success away at Shimizu West Pulse, a 4-1 success. Last home win coming against Kawasaki Frontale. To score in their last 12 fixtures last season, as failing to do so against Machida Zelvia. And they've been fast starters as well. 8 of their last 10 goals in the J1 League netted in the first half. And they've got a really good record out the blocks in the J1 League. They won their last matchday one encounter, as we referenced, against Gamba in the derby last season. They drew their opener in 2024. They're unbeaten in 11 matchday one fixtures since a 1-0 reverse at home to Sanfrecce back in 2014. And arguably should have finished a little higher in the standings last season, 10th in the end. On expected points, they would have finished 5th. Expected goals number of 63.7, highest in the J1 League. It's towards Minamino, won't fall for Meshino. Atsusa does well, but Nakajima, rather Homa, plays it back towards Sakuragawa. He's the target. Well, no quarter Asna given, as you would imagine. Shunta Tanaka, the captain. Suzuki. Nakatani for Fukuoka. Space for Hatsusa. Minamino calling for it. It's a good block from Sakuragawa. He's getting through a lot of work at the moment, so is Thiago as well. Credit the 2 attacking players. Meshino. Abe. Meshino again. Abe once more, looking for the run of Usami. Well, 12 minutes in. Post has been struck. Gamba have been the more ambitious side, maybe. Haven't seen too much of Sakuragawa and Thiago at the other end from an attacking standpoint. As Kim Ji-hoon only finds touch. Nakatani. Hatsusa. Seen plenty of the ball on this near side. Does manage to get the cross in as well. Controlled by Nakajima. Thiago to his left, Sakuragawa to his right. Here is Thiago. Sakuragawa is calling for it far post. Takes a ricochet up towards the striker, out for a corner. Really good counter. Thiago using his pace. It was a well-weighted ball from Nakajima, who started the move. He won it well in midfield here against Suzuki. Japanese would have been pleased with the breakaway attempts. Corner to show for their efforts, and no more as Nakajima is across to take. Sakuragari saying, look, watch for the holding. He's only about a foot taller than Suzuki. Looks a bit of a mismatch in height, doesn't it? Nakajima curls towards Sakuragari, who will head it towards goal but can't keep it down. It's been a promising debut, I think, for him so far. Work rate has been good. Willing to chase everything down at the minute. Minamino. Yamashita gets away with that one a little bit. Kishimoto for Nakatani. Nakajima. Look for the reverse ball, and you could see why. There were three Cerezo players on the right-hand side, only one to the left. It was the better option, but just unable to find a teammate. Hatsusa. Masami looks to go again. Clever football here. It's towards Minamino. It's cleared away again. Hatsusa doesn't get a touch on that. Good call from the referee. He's done well so far in his first game in the top flight. Hatsusa to take the throw. Back for Fukuoka. Nakatani. Long to the right-hand side, and Yamashita. Suzuki. Mishino wanted the ball to do the work. Cool saw it first and intercepts and looks to find Sakuragawa. Did represent Japanese under-20s, incidentally, a few years ago. He's 24 now, Sakuragawa. Played against Gamba on a couple of occasions for former club Yokohama FC, yet to score. His first start against Gamba. This is the post hit again from Minamino. Really good running. Another opportunity maybe here for the visitors. Pull back, Usami. Suzuki. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Powerful hit. Just needed to be a few inches lower on the half volley, cutting across the ball. Keeper beaten. Frame of the goal to the rescue again for Cerezo. Riding their luck at the minute, the hosts. Fell to Suzuki in a really good position. Didn't score last term, yet to score for Gamba Osaka. 2 for Cerezo before moving, only 1 for Tokushima Vortis. 68% possession through the opening 17 minutes. Just look at that pass accuracy as well, 81% for Gamba, just 44% for Cerezo. And the two teams both ranked in the top 4 for that stats metric last season. So it's Cerezo that are really struggling just to find their range a little bit. Minamino is unlucky there. This is Mashino. Flip forward towards Minamino. It's going to be a free kick. Does get to the ball first, as that replay shows. Didn't see another card come out. Osami. Some distance out this. Can't believe he's going to go for goal. There's plenty lined up on the edge of the area. He is going to go for goal. Easily claimed by Kim. Well, Gamba have been the better side. We can say that with some confidence. Atsusa. And again, spin from Machino doesn't quite come off. Play forward towards Nakajima. Thiago far post. Sakura players getting in better positions. Just running into a bit of traffic there, Homa. Looking over the Gamba player. Higashiguchi goes long. Thiago wins the aerial duel. Cools will play it forward. Sakuragawa off in chase. Dion Cools, former Belgian under-21 international who turns out for Malaysia these days. Played in Asian Cup qualifiers in the autumn. Yamashita. Kishimoto. Suzuki. Fukuoka to join in. This is Atsusa. Shino goes to ground, doesn't get the decision. Cerezo will restart. Sakuragawa wins the header. Bounces around, it's all a bit awkward, thumped away, but with no real cohesion or quality. Easy for Higashiguchi to come out and restart here for Fukuoka, back towards the keeper. 39 now. 313th game. Emperor's Cup winner, League Cup winner, former Albirex Niigata, and former Japanese international in the World Cup squad for 2018. Sakuragawa has got runners either way. Homer is one off, and Nakajima calling for it as well. And we'll lay it off. Tanaka. Nobarazato. Not really seen him get forward too much. Tanaka. Cerezo enjoying a little bit of possession for the first time, but not really doing much with it. This is Kim. Nobarazato. Forward towards Tanaka, intercepted brilliantly by Kishimoto. Yeah, it's got to be a Gamba call. Gamba won their last game last season, 4-1 at home against Tokyo Verdy. Lost their previous game against Avispa. Lost only 2 of their last 11 last season. Won 7 of their last 11, including really neat run late summer, early autumn. They failed to score in 3 of their last 6 and only 1 clean sheet in their last 5. Played a couple of scrimmages, as they're known, some friendlies against Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo no Shonan Bellmare, 4-1 win and a 1-1 draw last month. Cerezo held a training camp in Miyazaki. Hatsusa. Shino is calling for it, Minamino as well, curled in towards Minamino! I just wonder if he took that away from Yamashita here. Well, take another look at this. I think he's got every right to go for it. Well, maybe not. Does he get something on it? You can see Yamashita, the number 17. Minamino throws himself, has to pull his hand away, just unable to get there. But the movement to spin away from the centre half is excellent. Jens Vising can be really pleased with his centre forward so far, even though he hasn't scored. Sakuragawa to flick on, but Gamba have it again. Mishino might have to help out here, and does. Hatsusa. Kishimoto. Shoulder to shoulder with Thiago, does well to pull it back towards Usami. Nakatani, Suzuki, Hatsusa. Fukuoka, Suzuki. Minamino had made the run. Touch from Abe. Yamashita, Abe, Kishimoto. Again, Suzuki infield, Nakatani in behind, Fukuoka to his left. Mishino dropping a little deeper. Well, Gamba enjoying plenty of possession here, just looking for a way in as they probe on the edge of their attacking thirds. Cerezo well drilled at the moment, plenty in defensive areas though. You can see that they're working hard to keep Gamba out here. They're playing the ball confidently from left to right, but they need something else to try and get in. Meshino. Hatsusa. Click forward for Osami. He loses out. It's a little bit disappointing from the veteran. 20th time that he's playing against Cerezo, incidentally. Takashi Osami, the Gamba number 7, he's got a lot of experience, as we mentioned. 8 goals last season, 12 prior to that. Third spell at Gamba. Started life as a Gamba player back in 2009. Scored in his first ever derby in a 3-2 win back in September 2010. The only other goal that he scored in this particular fixture was the winner back in May 24 in a 1-0 success against Sakura. Here he is again, Osami, takes it down well. Hatsusa. Sakuragawa shows his strength and awareness, does well. Now, is there a breakaway on here? This is Homa. Runs into a bit of traffic, loses out. Mishino spins, shows good footwork as well. And he loses out only to win it back. It's a good battle, isn't it, out there at the moment? Approaching the half hour, 0-0 in the Osaka derby. Match day 1. A special season in 2026 to bridge the gap until the J1 League adopts the European calendar. Fukuoka, Hatsusa. Hatsusa to curl in, dangerous, but Kim watches it well and collects comfortably. 10th in the home-only table, Cerezo Osaka last season. 8 wins in front of their own supporters. Suzuki looking for Minamino. Suddenly let a merry dance as Cools will clear. Field by Homa. Tanaka, was he caught after the ball had gone? Referee thought about it, gives it. Tanaka, too forceful. Possession for Gamba Osaka. 5 shots, 2 on target. Hit the woodwork twice. XG of 0.7. Just the 1 shot so far for Cerezo. Shino's flick. Fukuoka, Nakatani, Kishimoto, up against Thiago, threaded through for Osami, towards Minamino. Osami's gone down, referee blows for a free kick. Well, the Cerezo player's not happy, and Hatanaka leading the protest, but the whistle has gone. He's not going to change his mind. Osami is not happy. Just look at this. And Tanaka. Is there a yellow card coming out here? Maybe not. Let's have another look at this. Osami spins, plays it forward, looks to go again. And Tanaka sort of stumbles and falls into the Gamba number 7, who does go down fairly theatrically. And Tanaka suggesting, well, I sort of stumbled but didn't really touch him. Not the way the referee saw it. Free kick. Osami to pull rank here, you fancy? Let's see. For standing over it, or 2 very close. Could be the left foot of Hatsusa, I guess. It's well placed for a left footer. Let's see. That score last season. From Sheffield Wednesday player, of course, was at Vissel for a long time. Taken their time getting this one organised. Still the discussion goes on. How often can you say, what do you think, left or right? Usami right-footed, and Sousa left. Let's see. It is Usami straight into the wall. After all that. Claiming handball. There'll be a pause to check it. And in front of the body if it did hit an elbow. Makes the player slow just a little, last few minutes. draw between the two was in the League Cup back in March of 2023. And the two did battle to a 0-0 draw in the same competition a year earlier, and had a league draw between the two for almost 5 years. May 21. Late Gamba penalty from Jean-Patrick, winning a share of the spoils. Atsusa. Play continues here. Good advantage from the referee. He's been excellent in this first half. This is Machino. Kim. You can see the possession stats and the shots on target. But the main stat that matters is that it's just 0-0, and Cerezo will be hoping to better in the final 10 minutes of this first half, as Thiago takes a touch or two and then throws himself to the ground. Gamba come away with possession. Machino. Measure ball through Abe. This is Atsusa. Atsusa again. Abe. Suzuki caught. Free kick. That's a poor challenge. Tanaka, the perpetrator. Catching Dokuma Suzuki. Offers apology straight away. Knew he was a bit late. Let's have another look. Here we go. Nakatani for Fukuoka. Clip towards Minamino. Too much wrong with that, but the referee has blown for the Cerezo free kick. Just one win in their last 6 at home. A good spell, May to June last season, in front of their own supporters, winning 6 on the spin. They've scored in their last 8. They only scored more than once in their last 6. And only 1 clean sheet in their last 7 in all competitions on home territory. Obviously, they also play at the Yodoka Sakura Stadium, but here today, a historic venue, as the Papas was talking about ahead of the action, the YANMAR Stadium Nagai. Flicked on by Thiago. Sakuragawa able to find his teammate though. Sakuragawa uses his strength well, loses out, but the chance still there, and well, the shot was taken on. Tanaka Brought the best out of Higasaguchi. Sakuragawa doing brilliantly here. Did it take just a slight deflection from a Gamba player? Maybe. In fact, it was Kida that took the shot on. Furious with himself. Didn't score last season or the campaign before that. Only one in 63. In comes the corner. Sakuragawa, the obvious target, doesn't get to that one. Kida. And we've seen little of, but Cerezo Osaka players haven't had too much of the ball in advanced areas. Play continues here. Oh, another late challenge. And Akali's going to come out here. Red card! Well, we'll need to take another look, and he will be checked as well. But Koya producing the red almost straight away. Now the Papas wants to speak with his players just in case that the red card stands. It is going to be checked. Let's have another look. There's the clearance. I think this one might be rescinded. I mean, it's fairly reckless, but from Tanaka, I don't think... I'm not quite sure how much of the player he catches. Well, it would be a derby without flashpoints such as this. Tanaka speaking with the referee, who's maybe suggesting, look, reckless challenge, foot off the ground, flying in, does get a bit of the man. Change could be made regardless here. And that sending off is still being checked. Well, it looks like it's going to stand. Reckless challenge. He tried to block the clearance, and the check complete. Well, that's a real blow for Cerezo Osaka. Hayato Tanaka sent off. And from Kashiwa Reisol, former Japanese under-20 international, played at the World Cup finals at that level some 3 years ago. Down to 10 for the remainder of the derby. First career red, incidentally, for the 22-year-old defender. Kashiwa Reisol, of course, picked to the title last season by Kashima Antlers. I'd like to see the incident again. Maybe there was more force on the play that went down. This is Hatsusa. Cools to try and clear. Field decision stands after review. Hatsusa. Machino calling for it. Flagger stay down. He won't keep it in. Well, a different challenge for Jens Vissing's side, but big opportunity for them as well. Cerezo Osaka down to 10. The Papas, I thought he was going to make the change. Not yet, though. to half-time, obviously, and then reassess the situation. There will be a few minutes added on. Abe. Kishimoto. Abe towards Yamashita. Suzuki. Cleared away by Noburazato. Taken out by Thiago. One back Usami. Free kick Cerezo. 45 is up. 5 minutes have added on time. Average last season, the J1 League, 2.39. Was a significant downgrade on previous campaigns. No goals here. Another free kick. Goals, of course, we will have a penalty shootout. I did see Vissel Kobe claim a shootout success already in the 2026 special season. For this free kick to be taken, Sakuragawa takes his position, cools on the edge of the area as well. That goes the signal. Tipped towards Sakuragawa. Acrobatic clearance. Cerezo have it for much longer. Melted towards Sakuragawa with the header. Awkward and wide. The flag goes up anyway. Good call from the officials. Just didn't scamper back onside quick enough. Fukuoka for Hatsusa. Have to move the ball a bit quicker here from left to right. Gamba Osaka. Well, they've played against 10 for training purposes an awful lot, but it's all about how quickly you can move the ball. We know that Cerezo will probably sit in and it'll be a lower block than it's been already. This is Hatanaka. Kouls is playing centre-half at the moment. Hatanaka has moved across to where Tanaka was. Potentially Homa at right back here. Certainly Shunta Tanaka has just stepped back a little bit. So it's up to Gamba to break Cerezo down. Abe. Usami. Hatsusa. Unfortunate the way that it came to him. Kishimoto does curl in, takes a deflection or two. Suzuki. Hatsusa, Machino calling for it, back towards Suzuki, who's hit the woodwork, of course, in this game. This is Kishimoto to curl in. Kouls doesn't really get the shout, just flicks away. Kept in play. Hatsusa. Minamino waits inside the penalty area. Sami has come near side. This is Machino. Usami. Machino again. He is ignored. Hatsusa, good pressure. Cerezo working hard, making sure that they push out as soon as Gamba move out. Looking to hold that line. Abe, Suzuki. Seconds ticking away. We've nearly had all 5 of added on time at the end of this first half. The layoff not quite good enough. Yeah, flag up on the far side. It's going to be a free kick if we've got time to take it. Time for both coaches for very different reasons. Jens Vissing, although that the pressure's on his side to win this game. For Arthur Papas, well, it could be damage limitation in the derby. That is the half. No goals in the opening 45 minutes in this West region match day 1 encounter. The Osaka derby, though, has seen a flurry of cautions and a red card. Minamino hit the post very early on, really good run inside the box. Sakuragawa at the other end hasn't had too many opportunities, a couple of headers that have flown over. Suzuki has seen an effort, hit the frame of the goal as well. Gamba have been the better side, and then a wild challenge by Hayato Tanaka, earning a red card late in the first half. Means that Gamba have got that numerical advantage on the pitch, but haven't made it pay just yet. At the break here, it's Cerezo Osaka 0, Gamba Osaka 0.
そうですね、まあ、応援の保護者としては、やっぱり、かっこいい背中に見たいので、来季で勉強してもらいたいので、今日、結果をしたいと思います。2002年の日韓のプレデターマニアという、めっちゃ。
J リーグファンサポーターの祭典 J リーグオールスターダゾーンカップ。出場する選手はファンサポーターによる投票と明治安田 J リーグ100年構想リーグのベストイレブンから選ばれます。この動画ではファンサポーター投票の詳細を説明します。投票方法は通常投票、スタジアム観戦投票、ダゾーン投票の3つ。通常投票は J リーグ公式 LINE または J リーグ所属の各クラブの公式 LINE のリッチメニューからオールスター投票を選択して参加します。 J リーグ ID に登録するだけで無料で簡単に投票に参加できます。スタジアム観戦投票は明治安田 J リーグ100年構想リーグの試合でご覧のいずれかのアクションを実施することで1試合ごとに LINE で投票できる投票権を獲得できます。投票権は対象試合の翌日までに付与されます。ダゾーン投票は試合視聴中のライブチャット機能ファンゾーンやアプリのログイン時に表示されるバナーから参加できます。通常投票とダゾーン投票は1週間に1回行うことができ、毎週新しい投票権を獲得することができます。スタジアム観戦投票は観戦した数だけ何度でも投票できます。続いて投票方法を説明します。1回の投票ごとにオールスターに出場してほしいと思う選手を6名までと監督1名を選んで投票します。選手はフォワード、ミッドフィルダー、ディフェンダー、ゴールキーパーの各ポジションから1名ずつの4名、さらに自由枠としてポジションにこだわらず追加で2名を選択。この時同じ選手に重複して投票はできません。最後に監督を選んだら投票完了です。投票は2月6日の明治安田 J リーグ100年構想リーグ開幕からスタートし、5月11日まで何度でも行うことができます。お気に入りの選手に今すぐ投票を。
Welcome back. The Osaka derby in the west region of this 2026 special season in the J1 League. An Osaka derby between Cerezo and Gamba. And a fractious affair already, with Cerezo down to 10. Naoto Tanaka sent off for a wild lunge and attempted block. And an alteration at half-time as well here, as you can see. Alteration for the hosts as Rei Sakata is going to come on, maybe more than one. Homa want to come off. And the other change here. Tiago has come off and Ishiwatari has come on. It's a double switch. Still sense it's going to be damage limitation for Cerezo Osaka, but we shall see. Obviously Sakuragawa's still going to lead the line, but potentially more of a 4-4-1 down to 10 for this second period. We shall see. Thought Homa was busy. Tiago obviously an attacking player, got to make sacrifices somewhere. I think he's going to continue as centre-half, therefore. We'll see what the reshaped second half looks like for Cerezo in the second. Ishiwatari was on loan at Iwaki in J2 last season. This is only a second appearance for Cerezo. Underway for the second half then here. Cerezo Osaka 0, Gamba Osaka 0. Derby day on match day 1 of the new 2026 special season. Gamba dominated the first half, 11 versus 11. They will certainly have more of the ball in this second half. Osami's flick is good. What about the cross inside the area? Not the worst towards the left-hand side, but will be cleared away. Suzuki. Osami, his experience will be key. Is he the player to unlock this tight Cerezo back line? Meshino. Osami to curl in, cleared away by Nobarazato. Maybe even more of a back five here. You can see that Shunto Tanaka is basically centre half, isn't he? It is a back five, with Kuls as well in that back three, if you like, with Nobarazato left-hand side. So it's going to be difficult for Gamba to try and break Cerezo down. Kishimoto, Suzuki, Atsusa. Sakata's going to play over on that left-hand side as the sort of right wing back. Just needed a little bit more dip on that one. Go back in. Well, corner. Well, Gamba supporters who have been excellent throughout. A lot of noise from the Nerazzurri. In-swinger order of the day. Hatsusa near post here. Masami back post. Minamino on the keeper. Nakatani's going to make a move from the edge of the penalty area towards the captain. Built it up into the air. Usami will flick it back in. Another corner. A bit of a whack. did the skipper. Yeah, bravely done from both players, Nakatani and Ishiwatari. Yasuda to curl this one towards the far post and easily collected by Kim. Well, sorties into Gamba territory are going to be few and far between, but they'll take free kicks. Kishimoto, the perpetrator on that occasion, was it? Or was it Yamashita? Let's have a look. Two players converging. Both got a little bit of Nakajima. Cerezo will look to slow it down whenever they can. They'll take their time over free kicks and so on. This is Tanaka. Sakuragawa. Kira putting a bit of pressure on, cleared away by Higashiguchi. Flick forward towards Minamino, picked up by Suzuki. It's a really good take as well as he motors forwards here. Hatsusa on the left-hand side in support. Minamino's made the run inside to out, left-hand side. He's come to the near side though, and Yamashita, he's got Kishimoto outside him. Flick not quite good enough. Yamashita will get another go. Kishimoto. Nakatani. Usami to curl in towards Minamino. Should be cleared away by Sakata. Runs into a bit of trouble and loses possession. Machino has it now. Hatsusa. Kishimoto to curl in. Flicked away. Cool's got one in the face, but was effective enough. Do sense that that pressure's going to build now from Gamba Osaka. Abe. Kishimoto. Abe again. It was a late challenge there. Play continues. It was Yamashita that went down. Machino takes one on, not too far away. Well, we've not seen too many from range. Why not have a go? Just needed to dip a little bit more here from Rataro Machino. He started 3 games last season. He was on the books of Manchester City at one stage of his career, was loaned around Europe to Hearts in Scotland, Rio Ave and Estoril in Portugal. Former Japanese under-23 international who came back to Gamba a few summers ago now in 2022. Yamashita. It's going to stay in play. Machino looking to recycle. Suzuki calling for it. Asami wants it as well. It's back towards Suzuki. Sakuragawa chasing everything down, but it's a thankless task at the moment. Gamba have worked it to Kishimoto again. Those players on the flanks are going to be key here. Have to try and really work those opportunities. Swinger that Cools will clear. Awkward for Nobarazato. And it's just going to come straight back at them. Yamashita. Abe. Go to the edge of the area, cleared away easily by Tanaka. Celesting impatience as well as productivity. Can't waste opportunities on the ball, but have to be incisive when they get in advanced areas and can't give the ball away like that. And you always believe that if you can move the ball just that little bit quicker, 11 versus 10, you will create openings. Got to be confident on the ball. Going to try and work your way through the opposition. Cerezo is set up fairly deeply here with that back five. Sakata's come on as the right wing back. Nobarazato will stay left, of course. Gulls will play as one of the centre backs. An alteration coming for Gamba. Looks like we're going to see Issam Jabali. Kishimoto. Yamashita gets there ahead of Tanaka, goes to ground, flicks it back towards Kishimoto. Referee says play on. Yamashita again. Just look how deep the Cerezo players are, and most of the Gamba players are outside the box as well. Double switch. As mentioned, Issam Jabali about to come on. 7 goals last season in the J1 League. Had an expected goal for a go of 9.5, so underachieved a little bit. No surprise as well that I'm also going to see Dennis Humet. Well, Minamino, I thought, started really well, hit the post. Movement's been excellent. This is when he was denied by the frame of the goal. One to keep an eye on, I think, the 21-year-old striker. He's done okay for me, given that I'm ahead of the likes of Humet and Jabali. Another player to come off is Takuma Suzuki. So the 2 players that have gone closest for Gamba, the 2 players that have been replaced, they both hit the woodwork in the first half. But Jabali's something of a penalty box poacher, all 7 of his goals inside the area last season, incidentally. So he will give Gamba more of a presence. Looks like he is going to play over on the left-hand side for now, though, with Humet more central. Former Turkish under-21 international, who last season also weighed in with 7 goals. His XG, though, 5.78. So whilst Jabali underachieved, the reverse can be said for Dennis Humet. 2 of his goals did come from outside the area, so different strikers, different seasons in some ways last term, but the same amount of goal output. Is maybe more of a 2, and they can afford to do that. That's the thing. And Jens Vissing has sort of given the starters the opening 10 minutes of the second half to think, well, look, let's see what you can do, and I'm going to switch things up now, because you can change tactically when you're a player up. Osami towards Jabali. This is Humet. Jabali won't get to the second ball. Osami again. Now it's with Kishimoto. Atsusa keeps it in play. Good running from the fullback. Approaching the hour, Gamba Osaka supporters still fairly confident that their team will win the derby on match day 1. A West Region encounter in the 2026 special season as the J1 League moves to a winter campaign for the 26-27 term. Historic shift in Japanese football. Flick round the corner by Abe. Fukuoka, Atsusa, Jabali and Hummet, edge of the penalty area. Movement from Osami, who takes it, gets a little lucky, faces up the Cerezo players, curled in towards Jabali, it's punched away. What cost though here? Tentative touch from Kishimoto, needed to take that one on straight away. Kishimoto. Abe lets it run. Jabali. Machino does go on. Kim seemed to see it late and makes the save. Really good strike. Gamba just beginning to push a little. Osami. Yamashita. Kishimoto. Osami again. Yamashita's continued his run. Kishimoto. Osami, Jabali, Meshino, Hatsusa left-hand side. They're queuing up inside the 6-yard box here. Cleared away by Kuls. Sakuragawa looking to hold it up, but unable to do so. Gamba coming on strong. Half an hour still remaining here in the derby on match day 1 in Osaka. 0-0 between Cerezo and Gamba. Yamashita. Atsusa, Machino down the line, arms go up, flag doesn't follow, just about kept in play. Atsusa again, Abe, Nakatani joining in, Osami, Kishimoto, twist and a turn on the edge of the area, click towards the far post, side netting, really well worked. Machino's effort, failing to trouble Kim. Good movement over on the far side. He watches it really well. He's got to get that on target. This will give us a better angle maybe as to how close it was. He's close in, the angle's fairly tight, but you've got to be making the keeper work for sure. He's had a good game as well on that left flank. It's not maybe the best part of his game running in and nodding home, but from close in you always expect players to find the target. We're going to see a change here as Hinata Kida comes off. A little bit more energy required as Kyohei Yoshino comes on. Year-old too, and a couple of seasons in Korean football. Yeah, Machino is having the opportunities, whether it's outside the area or inside the 6-yard box. Can't beat Kim at the minute. Further change this time for Gamba. And it is Machino after those near misses to be replaced. Kenji Okunuki coming on. Only 4 starts last season after signing from Nuremberg in Germany. Came through at Omiya. Sami, free kick Cerezo. Sakuragawa beaten in the air by Fukuoka. Nakajima, rare attack for Cerezo in this second half. Nakajima nearly lost out. Coles keeps it moving. Sakata to curl in. Nearly failed for Sakuragawa. Might be a first touch for Ishiwatari. But they've lost out, and it's Hummett that tries to move it forward quickly. Ishiwatari. Referee has eventually played the advantage. The whistle was to his lips for a long time, and then Sakuragawa goes down, and he does give the free kick. I think they're a bit unlucky there, Gamba. Maybe getting players back up to their feet. It was a free kick. Could have gone the other way a minute earlier. Jabali's layoff, here he goes again. And once more looking to thread it through for the run of Hummett. Jabali wins it back. Cerezo just looking a little more comfortable all of a sudden. Not quite camped in inside their own penalty area. Gamba had forced them back. It's a late challenge from Ishiwatari. Atsusa. Atsusa again. Abe. Nakatani. Osami. There is space on this right-hand side if Kishimoto can get there, and he can, and the header takes the deflection and pops up for a corner. Yamashita getting in front of his marker, good running. Quite sure if it did take a touch off her Cerezo player, difficult to see from that angle. Maybe Yoshino in the way. Corner nonetheless. Atsusa to take in swinger. Takes it short instead. We'll get another opportunity from this near side and clip towards Jabali at the far post, who can nod it down. Sakuragawa will clear away. Abe. 22 minutes remaining in the derby on match day 1. Nakatani, Abe, clipped in towards Jabali. Denis Humet. Yamashita. Clips inside the area towards Humet at the far post. Still can't clear their lines. Yamashita. Usami. Yamashita again. Sakuragawa in the way. Anywhere will do from Kuls. Another change. And a big cheer as Yengi Boja comes on loan from Aberdeen. Didn't get too much of a go in Scotland. Only goal in a League Cup fixture. Once of Portsmouth, and an Australian international. Hasn't played for the national side for over a year, but 6 in 11. He's come to Japan to try and get his place back in the squad. Not quite sure what's going on here. The Pappas is absolutely furious. Yoshikuchi's come all the way to this near side. What is going on here? I don't think Kusini Boja is on just yet. Here is the switch. Well, Solomon Sakuragawa on his debut for Cerezo Osaka. He's worked hard, it's not really been his game. Little opportunity to show what he could do from an attacking standpoint following the red card. Kusini Yengi, he's on. He'll try and do a similar job. Not quite sure how often Kim's going to be warned here by Koya. Just wasting a few seconds before punting it long. Hatsusa to put it back towards the Cerezo penalty area. Jabali battling away, does well. Humet, Usami, and still Usami! Going to get another go. Humet. A bit more forceful from Gamba. Jens Vissing will like that. His side need to keep the foot to the floor. Kishimoto. Yamashita runs around it. Jabali waits, Humet waits, Asami inside the box as well. Nakatani recycles. Abe with a touch. Hatsusa left-hand side. There's the substitute trying to lend a hand. Nokonuki. And again, Hatsusa wants it back. Sliding challenge is well timed. Hatsusa. Konuki wants it down the line. It's come back towards Abe. Nakatani near side. This is Fukuoka. Nakatani. Kishimoto to curl in. The layoff is good. Yamashita gets away from Usami. This is Abe. Cleared away by Nakajima. Defending is getting ever more desperate though from a Cerezo point of view. As Gamba look to turn it on. Nakatani. Kishimoto. It's towards Usami. Jabali keeps it in play. Usami calling for it. Jabali. Usami. Or is there a way through for these Gamba players? Yamashita's look more likely than most to be the difference maker. Click forward by Asami, cleared away. Nakatani under pressure. Pools goes down. Canny enough to draw the foul. Yengi flicks it on and looks to go again, and it slipped through. The flag has stayed down for now. Force wide. Still play continues. Nakajima with a shot, cuts across it, then the flag goes up. It would not have counted anyway. Flag should have gone up a lot earlier. Where the flag should have gone up for me. Instead we played on for another 30 seconds or so, or 20 seconds. Oh, given away. Abe gets a little lucky. Atsusa. Kanuki has made the run on the left-hand side, not been as effective as Machino. May well have just been struggling with a minor injury. Nakatani. Pulled in towards Jabali. Cleared away by Cerezo. Got plenty back in defensive areas here. This is Abe. Jabali. Abe again. Kishimoto stands it up to the far post. Cleared away. Kosini Yangi runs into trouble. Play continues. Okunuki. Nakatani. Kishimoto again, the spare man, right-hand side to curl in. Teasing ball away from the keeper. Nakatani, Yamashita, Kishimoto. Yamashita again. Way to curl in, and the header down is comfortably taken. Effort coming in from Kanji Okunuki. Just the one goal last season, limited starts. Doing enough to put him off. Long for Cassini Yengi to chase down a rangy striker. Wins a throw. Well, a reminder, if it is all square at 90, we will have a penalty shootout for the 2026 special season. An extra point will be gained for the team that does win the shootout. So a drawn game with a shootout win is 2 points. A drawn game with a shootout defeat is just 1. If you do win in regulation, it's the 3 as usual. Cassini Yengi lays it off well. All a bit awkward to the edge of the area. The shot is blocked. That was more than half a chance. Sakata just wanted it to bounce if it had struck it a little earlier. Cassini Yengi making his presence felt already. Pulls from Arthur Pappas. Corner. Something for the Sakura supporters to get excited about here. They've had little to cheer in terms of attacking play since the sending off. Cassini Yengi looking to get half a yard inside the area, and the header towards goal is wide. Glancing effort really from Shinosuke Hatanaka. Not going to have too many opportunities. They haven't had too many chances in this second period. Just a couple of shots since the restart. None on target. Gamba have had 87% of the ball since the restart, but they haven't done enough with it. Hatsusa. Abe. Nakatani for Kishimoto to curl in, and this time the header was a bit more purposeful from Hamet. Changes so far haven't made too much of a difference from a Gamba point of view. Haven't seen too much of Dennis Hamet. Scored plenty of goals in his time at Djurgården before moving to Japanese football. Lots of Rizespor in Turkey and Örebro as well, Elfsborg. So, played in French football with Troyes. Jabali keeps it in play. Abe finds Kishimoto. Hatsusa. Konuki's on the run. Hamet offside. Tight call, but again the right one. Back they come, and Daisy Cutter that takes the deflection and is out for a corner. Takashi Osami to take towards that near post. Flicked on, and Konuki towards the 6-yard box. Well, it's hard work out there for the Gamba players. They haven't found a way through. Cerezo Osaka last season, 5 clean sheets all told, joint fewest with Albirex Niigata, but 4 were at home. Gamba failed to score on 13 occasions last season in the league, 8 of which were away fixtures. Well, it's still a patient build-up. Hatsusa. Nakatani. Kishimoto. Nakatani again, and once more. I think Jabali was in an offside position. He wanted it played towards him. Hatsusa. Jabali waits, Hamet waits inside the penalty area as well. This is Osami. Spin from Okunuki. Jabali. Is he fouled? The referee says no, and the breakaway might be on, but Gamba do have players back. That's a bit cynical. It's going to be a yellow card. Oh, well, it's a red card here because Kishimoto was booked in the first half and I think he completely forgot. So we're 10 versus 10 for the last 6.5 minutes or so. Here's the challenge. It was cynical. It's a second yellow for Takaro Kishimoto. But very, very early on in this fixture. And a second yellow means that Kishimoto will not finish this derby. And we're 10 v 10, and the game changes once more with 6 remaining on the clock. Gamba are going to make a change. And it puts a completely different spin on the final 5.5. Yengi can't keep it in. Or rather, Shiwatari. Just wonder as well whether coaches are going to start thinking about shootouts with changes late on in games as well. Get your penalty takers on. Cerezo coming forward. Well, now there's going to be space all over the park. This is Jabali, it's towards Humet, and he will get there first, and still going. Well, took a touch, but didn't realise that Cerezo had players galloping back as well. Alberto to the rescue for Cerezo Osaka. Return to the side after missing the end of last season because of injury. It will be a corner. And Sousa poised to take. Changes a foot though first maybe here. Now the referee wants a word with a couple of players, reminding them of their responsibilities here. It's been a fractious derby. 10 versus 10 at the minute. And Gamba with a corner curled in towards Jabali, nodded up into the air rather than away. Still not completely clear. Ricochets around. Nakatani. Abe. Nakatani again. Well, it's going to be a free kick. This will look like it's going to go out for a corner. Jabali penalised. Caught the calf, I think, there. Misato has come off. And Hayato Okuda is on. For left back. Meanwhile, for Gamba, we're going to see Kaku Nawata. Riku Handra is coming on as well. And Sousa is off. Yamashita as well. Handra and Nawata both on. Given the fact that Sousa takes corners, I'm a little bit surprised that he's come off. It'd be one of my picks for to take a penalty. If it goes to spot kicks, might not. Nakajima has got runners either side. Sakata couldn't take it in his stride, but scampers back to keep possession for Cerezo. Cools forward, Nakajima again. More in his usual environment further up the pitch now, but he's lost out. Well, it feels like a cut and thrust of a derby game once again, doesn't it? Tanaka. Cools. Nakajima. Just about to tick into the 90th minute. Tanaka. Wait for the delivery here. It's going to be a corner. Well, having defended deep for much of the second half, and they've had to because they've had a numerical disadvantage. Can Cerezo steal it late on? Just a little winded, should we say, here for Rikuhanda, who's only just on. Made of strong stuff, though, he's all right. Well, this would be a real smash and grab if they manage to net the winner as the clock ticked to 90. Kusini Yeng on his toes. And it comes. Jabali clears away. And the breakaway's on at the other end now. And he was trying to switch play to this near side. It was an ambitious curling effort that needed a bit more bend on it. 6 minutes of added on time. Well, the shootout will come straight after the added on time is up. We won't be hanging around. There's no extra time. But an extra point will be up for grabs. It is a system that's used in 1 or 2 cup competitions world over. Tanaka. He's good. Going to be a free kick. Handa. Blocked from Ishiwatari. Nakatani, Fukuoka. Jabali has made the run. Down towards Humet. Taken away by Cools. It's away from the challenge. Doesn't quite fall for Cassini Yengi. Shunta Abe. Konuki for Shunta Abe again. Fukuoka. 2 minutes of the added on 6 skip by. Hander down the line. Play back towards the substitute. Can he put it across goal? He can, but no one can finish. Hander with a really good running. Nawata joining in as well. Abe back towards Jabali. Oh, well, Rikuhanda didn't gamble. I think that would have fallen for him. He'd given it up. Just have a look at this again. This is the shot, first of all, from the sub, or a cross, if you like. It was a cross, really, wasn't it? I think he has to smash that towards goal and hopes he gets lucky. Opportunity missed for Jens Vissing, his first match in charge. Nakajima. Tanaka nearly took it on. Yasuda with a throw. Hatanaka. Of course, has made the run. 4 inside the area, more arriving. Not the worst ball in. Higashiguchi under pressure, collects. Siniyengi complains. He's making the break on the right-hand side, digging out the cross. Every right to go for it, but probably was a free kick. Seconds remaining. Gamba come forward again. We've had much possession in this second half, haven't found a way through. Jabali holds it up well, looks to tap it round the corner. Kusini-Yengi gets a touch on that. Gamba have it again. Just guided down. No real room to manoeuvre on that right-hand side. It's good running though here from Nawata. It's towards Jabali, it's towards Humet. Could not get the definitive touch close in. Combination play between the two hasn't quite been there. Nod down was good enough. The finish not so much. Not sure he got anything on that. Back they come again. Okonuki. Jabali. Pinballs around. And suddenly Cerezo are on the counter here. 2v2, 3v3 if they can work it quickly. This is Nakajima runs into trouble. Urgency shown from both sides. Okunuki again on that left-hand side to come forward. Hummel is calling for it. A throw in if we've got time. Last chance before the shootout. Referee with a quick look at his watch. Mata steps away from a couple of challenges. Osami does well. This is Jabali. Still we go on. Still Jabali has it. Fed back to this near side. Handa gets back up on his feet. And does well. Nawata. Still Cerezo can't clear. Still the referee hasn't blown for the 90. Now he has. Well, a Derby Day draw, but not this season, because we will get a winner. 0-0 at the 90. A shootout will decide who has bragging rights in Osaka between Cerezo and Gamba supporters. The 2026 special season will see a shootout if the game ends all square. Reluctant to say that the keepers have been on top. Defenders really. Hasn't been that many clear-cut opportunities for either side. But the fact that Gamba play with a man up for much of this derby would suggest that they will be the more disappointed of the two teams, even though it did end up 10 versus 10 in the end. At the end of the second half, it's Cerezo Osaka 0, Gamba Osaka 0. A shootout comes next. Well, we saw the penalty shootout yesterday, and one suspects we'll see quite a few over the course of this special 2026 season. Hard fought, fractious at times, 2 red cards, 1 apiece. Tanaka, of course, sent off for Cerezo in the first half. And Kishimoto for a second yellow late in the second. Meant it finished 10 versus 10. Gamba spent the bulk of the second half with a man up, but could not take advantage. So we're going to have a shootout to see who gets the extra point. Keepers to make themselves heroes in a derby penalty shootout. Kim and Higashiguchi for Cerezo and Gamba respectively. Penalty takers organised. A little bit of encouragement from Arthur Papas, who will take the spot kicks here. Maybe something that the coaches will think about as the 2026 special season goes on. Of course, Jabali and Amit both came on towards the end of the half, so I would presume that they would take penalties. Gamba, incidentally, 3 penalties in regulation last season, and they scored every single one of them. 2 from Asami, 1 from Shabali, both on the pitch, of course. Ratau was the one of the penalty takers last season for Cerezo, of course, not with the club. Fernandez and Bueno, well, the latter not with the club, and Fernandez injured. Kitano was the other penalty taker who failed to score one. So it's going to be all new spot kick takers from a Cerezo point of view. Jabali was 1 from 1 last season. Ends decided, and it looks like it's going to be Cerezo to go first. Osami will definitely take one. Very, very surprised if he doesn't for Gamba. Well, for the drama, you can't beat a shootout. For the players, it'll be nerves, especially in a derby. Nakajima looks like he's going to be first up. 5 goals last season. Terrific performer for Cerezo. Up against Higashiguchi to give Sakura an early lead in the shootout. Extra point on the line here. Nakajima to step up for Cerezo Osaka. Blasts it beyond Higashiguchi. And Cerezo have the early advantage. Pressure builds on those Gamba Osaka personnel involved in the shootout, and no surprise, as we mentioned, Jabali was one of the penalty takers last season for Gamba Osaka, on as a second half substitute. And the Tunisian international that played for his country back in November, played all 3 at the World Cup finals back in 2022, up against Kim. Didn't save a penalty last season, 0 from 2. Jabali to make it 1-1 in the shootout. Does so. Well, 2 confidently dispatched spot kicks. And the supporters doing their best to encourage the Nerazzurri. Try and put off those Cerezo strikers, or defenders as it is in this case, as Dion Cools steps up. Of experience in Europe, Belgian under-21 international, Malaysian international now. Maybe an unlikely spot kick taker up against Masaki Higashiguchi. Cools to make it 2-1. Brilliantly placed. Three well-taken penalties so far, so that's Osaka lead 2-1. Welcome back for Dion Cools. Ended up playing centre-half for most of the second half. Dennis Schmidt the ball eventually. Up against Kim for 2-2 in the shootout. Well, he got something to it, Kim, but it wasn't enough. And we're 2-2 here. Just enough power. Did score from his spot in the final season at Djurgården. He's a little frustrated because he guessed the right way, but it was sort of underneath him a little bit. Doesn't show too much emotion. Shunta Tanaka, the captain, taking responsibility, as captain should do, in my opinion, in shootouts. 3 last season regulation play for Cerezo. What about in the shootout in the derby on match day 1 this term? No problems. And the penalties from Cerezo have been taken very quickly. They're not standing on ceremony. Yoshiguchi beaten ×3. Nishiyama, I thought, played pretty well when coming on. Gaku Nawata is only 19. Debut season last season. A little bit of pressure here on him. Made some good runs on the right-hand side, got himself in some good positions, but this is a different discipline in the derby in the shootout for 3-3. Nawata, high into the roof of the net again. You cannot crab the quality of these penalties. He enjoyed that one. Well, you do when you score after the event. Might have been a bit of turmoil inside prior to it, but that was brilliantly struck high into the roof of the net. All smiles. Now then, Kusini Yengi, on loan from Aberdeen. The Australian international has come to Japan to try and revitalise his national team career, really. Kusini Yengi to nudge Cerezo in front once again, in front of those Gamba supporters. It is Yengi, wins the corner. Too many chances in regulation. Players to coming from off the bench. Well, Nakatani, we've had the captain of Cerezo convert. What about the captain of Gamba Osaka? Up against Kim for 4-4 in the shootout. Scored a couple last season in regulation play, but now on penalty duties in the shootout in the derby on match day 1. And again, high into the net. The quality and the placement and the power have been brilliant. Just look at this. That's unstoppable. Doesn't matter if you go the right way. Obviously, him didn't. Those on the sidelines are loving it. Those that have still to take a penalty, maybe not. Two that have converted can converse and smile. Might go round again. Don't get settled. So Cerezo with Sakata, who came on as a sub. Played right wing back for the second half. Deep breath. Oh, he's hit the frame of the goal. Higashiguchi will celebrate. Sakata couldn't find the target. Looked to go high into the roof of the net, as many of the penalties have been placed, but it crashed against the crossbar. And here's the chance for Gamba Osaka to steal the extra point. Comforted by his teammates. But a chance to win it here for Gamba. Shootout. Tempo player in midfield with a long run up against Kim to win it for Gamba. Can Abe convert? He can! Derby delight for Gamba Osaka. Shooter Abe fires into the roof of the net, and it's the Nerazzurri who will celebrate here. They played with a man up for much of the second half and failed to take advantage, but in the shootout for the extra point, the Sakata missed, Abe did not, and it's the Gamba supporters that will have bragging rights in Osaka. A 5-4 penalty shootout success after a 0-0 scoreline at the 90. 5 nerveless penalties, and Jens Vissing's time as coach of Gamba Osaka gets off to a winning start. And here's the crucial spot kick, thumped home with real power and authority. Showed plenty of composure. Sakata's crashed against the crossbar. He can't believe it. Thought that maybe Cerezo would get another opportunity, but unfortunately for them it wasn't the case. Full time, Cerezo Osaka 0, Gamba Osaka 0. Gamba winning the shootout by converting 5 penalties to 4 for the extra point. Well, disappointment for Cerezo and Kim, but joy for Gamba. Sakata will go down as the unfortunate player who missed, and although it's only a league game, it's still going to hurt. And for Gamba, well, they can celebrate. West Region Derby Day opener. Jens Vissing really pleased, and he would have been frustrated if they hadn't have picked up the extra point here. He'll be frustrated that they didn't get the full 3, of course. It's only a 2-point success rather than 3 points, because he will have wanted his side to do much more throughout the second half. Remember, the sending off in the first period of Hayato Tanaka gave Gamba that man advantage, but although they had all of the ball, all of the possession in the second period, they couldn't make it count. And then when they were reduced to 10 men, Cerezo came back into it. They will live to fight another day. There is no relegation, incidentally, from the 2026 special season, but it still hurts. Hurts to lose a shootout in any game, let alone a derby against your city rivals. Gamba supporters, though, will be dining out on this one for a little while. Complete contrast to 12 months ago, when it was those Gamba supporters that were crying and emotional after seeing their side beaten 5-2 by Cerezo. Penalty shootout also always hits a little bit harder, doesn't it, I think, for Cerezo fans. It will feel that way at the minute. Great support from both these teams. Move to Nagai Stadium. And the Gamba supporters who have come in their thousands here will be celebrating this one long into the night. It's been a workmanlike performance in the 90, but a shootout success is all that counts. Let's get some post-match reaction.
2年連続の開幕ダービー、今年は PK までもつれました。どんな試合でしたか？
そうですね、去年はね悔しい思いしたんで、もう今年こそはっていう気持ちで挑みました。
特別大会ならではだと思いますけれども、 PK はサポーターの目の前で行われる5本でした。どんな思いでしたか？
そうですね、サポーターの前やし、展開的にねすごい、優勢やったんですけど、ああいう形で引き分けに持っていかれたんで、最後しっかり勝ちきれるように、挑みました。